Why?
Whoa, Zach, what's wrong?
Oh, God. I don't know.
Are you okay?
I think I just had, like, a bad daydream? I don't know.
What?
Like, it seemed weirdly real.
What happened?
I don't know, but, welcome back to another episode of Extreme. My name is Zach.
And my name is Joey.
And this is a podcast where we dig deep on your favorite video games.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, except I'm having a weird existential crisis about what the hell just happened there.
I think you're having some post-traumatic stress or something.
I don't know. Maybe I should just forget about it.
You could try.
I will do my darndest, but we're still playing 20XX, I think.
That's right, XDX.
All right, and we're going to get this done this time. We're going to go through and nail it this time.
Yeah.
All right, so we start off level 1 here?
Level 1?
What do we do? Yeah. E-Star, the Sky Temple.
All right,
Eternal Star. Yes.
In the, Stone Temple.
The Sky Temple. Well, it is made of stone, and it is in the sky, so it's like a Sky Stone Temple. It's about the same.
There's a few names.
Oh yeah?
For it, I think. Yeah.
Oh well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah.
The Sky Stone Temple. With a heavy focus on platforming.
Oh my god.
Like, moving platforms everywhere.
Yeah.
And on top of that, is barely any actual ground to stand on.
I know, it's so, like, stressful.
Like, this chunking is getting crazy, and it's just level 1 here.
Yeah.
Like, god damn it. There's a cool effect, though, when you're on some of the platforms. They do light up to show that you're on a platform. So it's kind of like a nice little touch.
I like it.
It adds that's the effect of it kind of being like a sacred area.
Yeah.
Like the light, like, oh, you're standing on a platform.
Those small little platforms, you know?
Exactly, yeah. So they stand on the little platforms, and then they light up. It's like a disco dance party, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
They just jump up and down on the platforms, and they're just like... Platform party. Platform party.
Yeah. And then there's what?
Nothing. I was gonna ask Paul to make a remix of that, but that's probably asking too much. So he can do whatever he wants there.
Alright.
So what's up? What were you saying?
In the beginning, there's like a little platform section that brings you to a secret heart tank.
Yeah,
I know they're not called heart tanks, but...
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess how it's laid out is different each time, but you're right, they do have some of those branch-off areas where they lead to the augmentation that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there's still the little vignette areas that you can branch off to and look for some cool augmentations to make your life a little easier or harder, depending on how you want to play the game.
Oh, yeah. Augs.
But I mean, as you're going through, aren't you really getting so many more Mega Man X flashbacks?
Like, the whole time.
The whole time. Like, especially now I'm looking at the enemies. A lot of them are, like, clear counterparts to a lot of the enemies in the Mega Man games.
Like the bats, obviously.
Like, the bats, for sure. The guys with the maces that throw them at you.
Yes. And the shields.
The shield guys. Like, so many mirror enemies. You can really see where the influence came from here. Yeah. It's very good. It's very good, though. It's not like a stupid homage kind of way.
Like, this was well needed.
Yeah, it fits the tone and the environment of the game that they're trying to make. So it's not like it's ham-fisted in there.
Right.
Also, why do people say the word ham-fisted? That's a complete tangent. Why?
Kind of redundant.
When you're shoving things in unnecessarily, it's called ham-fisting?
The Yeah. I mean, I guess just fisting is different.
It's just because ham fisting is unnecessary.
They have to put the hand in there.
It's unnecessary. Normal fisting, totally fine. Ham fisting, get that shit out of there.
Yeah. It's like,
What are you even doing?
you're already using your hand. Why do you have to use your fist also?
There's just no point. Also, why did you wrap it in bacon? No point. That's just
1 point. Unless you're going to eat it.
0 points to Gryffindor. But I need a quick break to play music. Play the cue track.
Goose rat.
Welcome back.
Hey!
So I think there's just about one secret area per level. Do you agree?
I think so. I think that's a good amount.
I mean, considering what they have in terms of the timing challenge where you get the extra bonus, if they had more than one of those per area, I'm noticing maybe, like, when I say secret area, I'm talking about areas that you have to go very far out of your way to get something.
Yeah.
If it's, like, pretty close to the critical path and maybe requires a little bit of tricky platforming, I wouldn't call that, like, a secret area.
No.
But, I mean, considering they give you a timer that's fairly generous for the most part, it allows for you to maybe go off the beaten track maybe once or twice and still be within the time frame to get the bonus.
Yeah.
But they're not expecting you to go off and find a million different secret areas.
They planned it.
Exactly. But it's also kind of like a, I guess, risk-reward kind of thing, because you could obviously keep searching around and then get to the end with, like, 30 seconds on the clock to get the bonus, or, like, but, like, the bonus, I keep saying it's a bonus, but, like, you kind of need these bonuses to move forward.
Yeah, they're, like, a part of, like, moving forward. It's not
because they give you
a bonus.
Because, like, you beat the boss and you'll get, like, an AUG and some, like, nuts and maybe a court chip. And then if you beat the boss, if you beat the whole stage speedily, you'll get that again, basically. You could get another AUG. You could get more court chips. Like, so it's a bonus in the sense that it gives you extra, but at the same time, like, you need that. Because it's, like, all these power-ups need to stack so you can make your life easier as you move forward here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you agree with me? You getting that?
Yeah.
Paul, do you agree? Oh, of course you do. That's such a Paul response. What a guy. All right. You want to talk about the boss a little bit?
Sure.
The Eternal Star. Herald of Hope. Why is it called Herald of Hope?
I don't know.
Are we the bad guy again? God damn it, why are we always secretly the bad guy in these games?
Who knows?
Never mind. So the Herald of Hope has a few different attacks here. He spawns little bat minions, fires a giant pink ice cream cone, and it's all punctuated by the fact that even the boss room you can't get away from moving platforms.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's like 2 main island areas, or 3 small island areas, and then in between, to get between the islands, you have moving platforms.
It's cool though that it, like, shrinks the screen.
Yes.
Or, like, make the screen bigger and shrinks you.
Yeah, it kind of adds to the scale of the fight itself.
Right. That didn't
makes
really
it
happen
feel like
in Mega Man games.
No, because it makes it feel like you're in a much bigger arena.
Yeah.
It makes it seem more like, oh, a lot of shit could go down here, and it does, if I'm being honest, because they spawn a lot of little minions, And then those big ice cream cones take up a fair chunk of the screen.
Yeah.
Like, they're not small. So, if they had done, like, a same camera angle where it's, like, just kind of tight in and close, you probably wouldn't be able to see half of the things that are going on.
Right.
So, having that camera pulled out allows for that kind of recognition and understanding strategy-wise, where you can make decisions on the fly and say, oh shit, there's that thing coming at me from there, but then there's ice cream cone there, and the timing of the platforms is off, so I have to watch my jumps, and there's a lot of things going on in your head.
Yeah.
Or is that just me?
No, it's true.
It's the true?
It's the true.
It is the true.
The trueness of it. The trueness is real.
It's so real. It's real.
It's really real.
But after this, you can get the boss's weapon, which is the Shade Spur. Shade Spur. It's like that's the pink thing that he shot at you.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting way to actually activate the attack. So it doesn't shoot in the direction that you shoot. Once you activate it, it will move in the direction that you are currently moving.
Right.
So
right.
if you're falling and you shoot it, it'll go down. If you're jumping up and you shoot it, it'll go up. And like so on and so forth.
Yeah.
If you're kind of like mid-jump and going at a diagonal, it'll go at the diagonal. So it really takes your acceleration and your trajectory into account when being fired off, which, in my opinion, is a very cool idea for a weapon. I couldn't get my head around using it properly.
Yeah. It seems like hard to use.
It's just, I'm sure there's a bit of a learning curve there, but I mean, my first order operation kind of kicked in, and I was like, oh, but I found these boss weapons that I actually like a lot more, and they're easier to use.
Yeah. So
I'm going to use these.
Right.
So, again, like, it's kind of cool that it is there, and I'm sure a lot of people do like it, but since it took too long for me to get my head around.
Yeah. It also works against the perforator, apparently.
Oh?
Yeah.
Well, that's a beautiful little coinky-dink, because in
Right.
level 2 here, we're at a perforator.
Ah!
But before we perforate, I need to go onto Webster's Dictionary and look up what perforator means, so we should take a quick break. Alright, so perforate is basically like a hole punch.
Yeah. Like putting holes in things.
Yeah, which, I mean, you'll be the judge of that, whether the name fits when we get to the boss. But let's talk a little bit about Perforator and his stage in Agnesort. Agnesort?
That's right. Yeah. Also known as Flame Lab.
Also known as Flame Lab. Good to know.
Or the Super Hot Facility.
Oh, the Super Hot Facility. Ooh,
yeah.
I like that.
Sounds like a Japanese translation or something.
I was going to say it sounds like a bathhouse. Welcome to the Super Hot Facility.
Relax.
Please enjoy. And just, please, it's mandatory that you slip into this Speedo.
And enjoy our steam room by the fire.
And drink some Earl Grey mint double bubble tea. What are we talking about? I got so sidetracked. Paul, get me back on track. Thank you. Agnesort. Okay, so let's talk about some of the equipment. So as we go through here, equipment upgrades are a thing in here. So
yes.
like the armor upgrades from the X series, these are kind of the same things. You go into these challenge rooms, and it could be one of many different things, but I'm not going to talk about all of them right now. I'm going to space it out. We don't want to front load you.
Right.
But at the end, you get new gear. So you get like a head part, a leg part, a body part, or an arm part. Which, depending on what it is, could really help boost a specific kind of playstyle that you're going for. Or, I mean, it's all randomized, so you may also end up like me and already have the headpiece, and then it gives you another headpiece, and you're like, well, I don't want that headpiece. And they're like, fuck you, take it or leave it. I was like, well, shit, I guess I'm leaving it. Good thing I lost so much health for that.
Yeah.
But funnily enough, this actually wasn't a thing initially. By that I mean having the core augment system, I guess they called it, with the equipment upgrades. It wasn't an initial idea that they had. Actually, let's play the clip, and then it'll be a little clearer.
Cool.
But from a more meaningful perspective, back in, I want to say it was February of this year. It might be earlier than that. Maybe it's November. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look at all my change logs. When we introduced the core aug system, which sort of it functions a little bit like the Mega Man X game, like armor parts systems, where you can find pieces of different armors and they all have different impacts on you. We introduced those 4 sets that all have sort of different themes behind them and do different stuff, and you can mix and match them depending on what you find in a run. Obviously, it's a roguelike, so you never know what you're going to find in a run.
Right.
When we introduced that system, we sort of added this level of wonder to the player experience, because as soon as you grab a piece of one of those things, your player visual changes. It has a set name attached to it. Like the player, it immediately gets the gears in the player's mind turning and saying, like, hey, not only do I wonder like exactly what this thing I just did or picked up does, which he thinks about everything he picks up, but additionally he suddenly got this like one slot filled with a set item, and he's like, wait, there's a bunch of other pieces that go with this guy, and wait, there might be other sets entirely that go by themselves. And basically, like, the first time he picks that up, he's like, what world have I just gotten a tiny glimpse into?
So there you go. I mean, you already had the idea of a form of conveyance to allow for that deep customization.
Yeah.
So that's a great idea, and I'm glad that they put it in.
Yeah, and it's like kind of like Mega Man 2, the armor and stuff.
And it makes it, because with Mega Man X, they did have the upgrades for the armor, but didn't really like change your character model all that much.
Right.
Not noticeably, but X2, they made it like, holy shit, like, look at this, he's changed.
Yeah, it was noticeable.
Like, he's partly orange and his head is spiky, and I love it.
Yeah. This game, too, they make it noticeable.
Yeah, they make it very noticeable, which is good. It allows for that understanding of growth, kind of, like aesthetic growth, almost.
Right. Part of it.
But as you move through, you realize there are also stores where you can buy augments.
Yeah, what is this, like Pokemon?
Yeah, you go in, it's like, give me the Pokeballs. Give me a burn heal, because that hurt. God damn it. So yeah, they're called scrap recyclers, and they take bolts that you can trade in to get the additional augments.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, some of them actually, if you go into some of these stores, they'll have sales on specific augments.
Right.
Like, it'll say, like, 50% off, and I'm like, what the fuck? Did I walk into Walmart?
Walmart for video games.
It's like Nut Mart?
Oh.
Actually, no, don't go to Nut Mart. That sounds bad.
Nut shop.
Or, I mean, go to Nut Mart. You do you.
Sack.
I'm not going to stop you.
The nut sack shop.
The Nut Plus. The Nut... No, okay, we're done.
Bust a nut.
Great, that was the last one. Play me out, Paul. That wasn't music. Oh, God, Paul, come on. So, we're at the boss. So, wait, hold on. Actually, you can also exchange your scrap for NRG, which is
Yeah.
just more power for
Right.
your additional
Your
weapons.
boss battle if you want it.
Yeah, if you want it. But now, you want to talk about the boss? Or you...
Sure.
Okay, let's talk about the boss! Perforator Alpha.
It looks like a Pokemon.
It kind of does. Which one
I
in
don't know.
particular? Hit me. Come on. Say a name. Throw one out there.
I don't know, like one of the new generation ones, maybe.
Okay, fair enough. It probably looks like it's definitely something. It's not as dumb as the one that's made out of garbage. Because there's a Pokemon that is living garbage.
Garbage-mon.
Because we ran out of ideas. But no, Perforator Alpha. So this is like a bullet hell shooter kind of situation.
Yeah. I guess
What-
he pokes holes with his bullets.
Yeah, I mean, if you think of it that way, that is definitely a way of perforating via bullet. I mean, it's a very intense way of making a hole.
Yeah.
Imagine going into the office and so he's like, "Do you have a hole punch?" And you're like, "No." And you're like, let me just pull out my gun. And it's like, "No, this is not."
Office
And it's like-
perforated.
The office has now been perforated. That sounds like an Arnold quote.
Yeah. The perforator.
I got you your T4 forms. They are now perforated.
Nice.
I would still watch that movie.
Oh yeah, I would watch it even more.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is the perforator. But yeah, this boss room consists of 3 vertical wires that stretch the length of the room, 8 flame spewers, 2 in each corner, that shoot kind of along the edge of the map or the boss room, so you can't kind
Right.
of like be
On
out
the walls.
of the, or you can't get out of the range of the boss's weaponry.
Right.
Kind of forces you into the middle.
Yeah.
And the perforator will shoot bullets in about 4 different directions as it rotates.
At the same time.
Yeah, so it's very bullet hell shootery. And then
Yeah.
sometimes when it gets in range, it'll do like 360-degree shots,
Yeah.
or like a bullet wave, and then it spews like even the 8 spewers in the corner move faster and shoot faster. So it just becomes more and more and more shit on the screen, and it's just
Yeah.
like, holy shit, take it out quick.
It's hard to do without getting damage.
Exactly, and you're just like, oh my god! But then, hey, it's over, and you're like, yay, I did it.
Yeah, we did it.
You got Vera, which is the name
Alright.
of the weapon.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
a rapid fire shot forward.
Yeah.
It's like the upgrade is legit a machine gun.
So
It's like
good.
it's like a fucking rail gun.
Mega Man with a machine gun. Perfect.
And then the scientists are up in their corner going, we might be onto something. I don't know why they're German.
They do
The
look
other one-
German.
And the other one's like, we'll see.
It's the goggles.
It's probably the goggles.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, the Vera actually is not just can be used as a weapon, it can be used as a mobility tool. Because if you shoot it at the ground, you rise up into the air.
Right.
So it can be used even to, like, as a new method for movement.
Yeah.
So
if
that's
you're, like,
crazy.
In dire straits.
If you're
gotta,
just
like-
kind of like fucked and you're like, oh shit, and you're like about to fall, you can
Yeah.
try shooting this down and have it as an option for like limited flight.
Yeah. Or like
So-
in Dragon Ball Z when they're like on the ground and they're about to get hit, they just like shoot the ground and propel
pop up.
themselves.
That's very Dragon Ball maneuver. It's
Yeah.
just it looks really badass when it's working. And you're
Yeah.
like, yes, this is so cool. I'm flying with chain gun. It's like fucking A-Team shit.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers the A-Team except for me.
They had the movie.
That movie was weird.
Yes.
They used a tank. They shot a tank at the ground to
remember
slow
that.
down the descent of a fucking tank falling out of an airplane.
That is actually the only part I remember from that movie.
That is the
because it was-
craziest fucking shit. I keep forgetting how weird that movie was.
I still
Until I
can't
think
believe I
about it.
watched it.
I can't believe they made it. Like,
Yeah.
whose
Well,
idea
they're
was it to
making, They make weird movies these days.
That's fair. It's just I'm surprised somebody remade the A-Team. Either way, go watch the A-Team movie.
Yeah.
I recommend it. Funnily enough, also, if while you're flying you also try to shoot your normal weapon, the sound effect for shooting actually glitches out and stops.
Oh,
So you're
interesting.
just kind of floating in the air while the gun's shooting down, but there's no sound. So it's just like, this is a funny little thing. I guess it makes sense that you can't shoot two things at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
But the sound effects kind of are like confused, and it's like, well, how do I do? Anyway, moving on to stage 3,
Yes.
the Vaca Lab.
Also known as Space Jungle
It definitely looks like a space jungle.
and Jungle Station.
Do they have fun and games? Do they have everything you want? And do they know the names?
Knees. Wait, that's not an answer to your question.
Well, I don't even know if that was words. Let's take a quick break before we get into the Vaca Lab, though.
All right.
So there's a change up in the level design here, for the better.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna bang through these all at once. So there are now walls with thorns that kind of limit your movement options in certain areas and kind of force you into very specific platforming puzzles.
Right.
Enemies that shoot sword-like perforations into the ground, and now perforations is on my brain forever. There are boots. There's a boot attachment that apparently you had where you can stick to ceilings in very specific areas
Nice.
to allow for that kind of a new platforming challenge for you to overcome.
Yeah, it could help at this level.
Yeah, I mean, so basically they'll do it in conjunction with like disappearing platforms, so you kind of are upside down, and then you got to make sure you time your jumps properly. It's like doing
Right.
it, but it's like doing it normally, but having it upside down adds a bit of, it adds another layer of difficulty to it,
Yeah.
to what would be a normal platforming puzzle.
Yeah.
So it's a good remix of your own mechanics. And then there's also, of course, because of course there are disappearing platforms.
Of course.
Because
yes.
of course there are. Because it wouldn't be a platform game without disappearing platforms.
Yeah. It's only the next step.
But they did make a great little design choice for the disappearing platforms.
Yeah, I like them.
So all of them have lines in them. And they fill up or disappear depending on when they'll appear and go away.
Yeah.
So you at least
So you
have an
know it's
idea
the time.
of when
Yeah.
it's going to disappear, as opposed to like the original Mega Man disappearing blocks, where it's just like, I'm here, I'm gone, I'm here, I'm gone, I'm here again,
Gone. Gone. Here. Gone.
and I'm back. But like this one, at least you can kind of plan out how you're going to move through the
Yeah. You can manage your time.
Exactly. So you can manage your time and you can manage your jumps properly. Because a lot of the time you have to jump from disappearing platform to disappearing platform. And if you have an idea of when the other one will disappear and the other one will appear, it makes it a lot more forgiving. But at the same
Yes.
time, it makes it more like it's not it's your fault if you fuck up, because it clearly tells you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It choreographs when it's going to be there.
Yeah.
So, I think that was a really good design choice.
Yeah.
I barreled through a lot of shit there. Did you want to talk about any one of them in particular?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about them a lot.
Yeah. But
So-
there's it's like most of the level.
That's true.
It's
It's
just
kind of
these platforms.
exactly. This isn't like in one specific part. It's
Yeah.
kind of just combined
Yeah, that's
throughout.
what this level is.
That's what the
basically.
level is,
Yeah.
which makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah.
So there's also health machines that obviously we've seen while we were going through, but as we are going through now and we're on level 3, sometimes it'll cost more to get health. Initially
Yeah.
it was like 1 for 1 nut for 1 health. But now it's coming up to 3 nuts for 1 health.
Yeah.
So
That's like not even biologically normal.
no, I don't even. Well, if you have a condition, please talk to your doctor, because you may have tribal syndrome. And I'm not talking about a third eyeball. No,
No.
it's the other thing.
Check your nutsack. Your nutstack.
Check your nut stack.
Yeah.
A PSA from the Prostate Association of Canada.
And 20xdx.
And 20xdx. But so these health machines are getting more expensive as you go through, so it's kind of increasing the difficulty, not in a environmental way, but more a, hey, it's going to cost you more to heal up now.
Right.
Uh,
Everything is just like growing in scale.
Exactly. And funnily enough, if you actually use a health machine too much, it won't always just be there for you. If you use it too much, it'll just blow up and be gone.
Huh.
So it's like, give me all the health. It's like, nah, I'll give you like 2. So even if you have the
Yeah.
money, sometimes it'll just blow up and be like, no more health for you.
That's good.
It was like, what the?
Smart.
No, it's a smart move. In the
Yeah.
moment, though, you're like, what the I have like 2 health, come on! But there's conveyance, Joey. There's more conveyance.
Yes!
Um,
Conveyance!
So, basically, those mechanics that I outlined above, the new enemy type, the boot attachments, and the disappearing platforms, all kind of come together later in this stage for an increased challenge because they've shown them to you separately, but near the end of the stage, the chunking kind of mixes them all together and kind of makes for a very challenging end segment for this level.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic! It's conveyance all over again! Jerem, I said conveyance like 3 times and that summoned you. I
That's right.
didn't realize
That's
that was...
true.
So what?
That's true. I forgot 3 times brings Jerem.
Yeah, he's like Beetlejuice except for conveyance.
Conveyance juice.
Conveyance juice. What do you have to think? What do you think about 20xdx so far, Jerem? Oh, you think it's good? Oh man, awesome! I'm glad to
Nice.
hear that. I'm glad we're on the same
Yeah.
page, Jerem.
Yeah. Hope your travels are going well.
Where were you? How did you manage to get... Wait. Really? Really? Wow. Well, how did you
Nice.
even make it all the way there? Of course.
Sounds difficult.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I can't believe it. I'm just surprised that I'm so happy you've made it here safe after going through these trials and tribulations. You gotta be careful, Jerem. Alright.
Thanks, Jerem. Thanks.
I'll stop babying you, Jerem. You go off and be the best recorder you can be. Alright, we'll see you soon, Jerem.
Bye, Jerem.
Wow, the sound effect for Jerem leaving is awesome all the time. I love it. So, I guess we talk about the boss now? The Lotus?
Yeah. Flying Lotus or...
The Prince of Petals? So, it kind of fights like Sting Chameleon in Mega Man X.
Yeah, true.
Where it, like, disappears for a moment in between attacking, kind of shoots random pellets at you and then keeps disappearing.
Yeah. I also like the look of it when it, like, shoots his vines out.
When it shoots the vines out into, like, the flower petal design.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty cool touch.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, it's a good boss, but at the same time, I don't like it when bosses have extended periods of I can't hit you.
Yeah.
Because it just
you're waiting around.
It unnecessarily draws out of fights. Like, it doesn't add tension to the fight in the same way. Like, I get it, because it might show up wherever, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I don't really like that mechanic, personally. I didn't like it in Mega Man X either.
I agree. Yeah.
Because I get it, you're trying to, like, create a design choice with your enemy to, make it seem a lot more, like, where's he going to show up? Where's it going to show up? And then kind of, oh, shit, he's right there! And clever girl kind of situation. But at the same time, like, I'm also on a timer here, and I want to make sure that I get that bonus. So it's kind of like fighting itself. The mechanics are fighting themselves.
Yeah, and it puts it out of your control, which is like, you're playing the game to control the character,
Exactly. So, I mean, it's an interesting boss, and I still like it, but, yeah.
Yeah, it's still fun.
Still fun.
Of course.
We go on to level 4?
Let's do it.
But let's take a quick break.
All right.
We're in level 4.
All right. Let's do this.
All right. We got to be careful, though. Last time this, happened, we were low on health, too. We're low on health right now. We just got to take it easy, all right?
Let's not get hit.
Yes. Let's not get... Did you hear that?
Wait. No? What?
Oh, God. Dude, I think we're surrounded.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Do not move.
Are they like T-Rexes and they can't see us if we don't move?
Just play dead.
Oh, God. I don't think it's working. I don't think it's working. Oh, God. Message from the Bureau of Encouragement. Ooh, so close. Just kidding. That was terrible.